And welcome back again to another CPE.
Episode.
I don't know how many. I don't know how many at this point. At this point, I've just lost count. It might
Alright
be,
then.
yeah, it might be like 150 or something at this point because we've been doing it for a couple of years now. No, not actually 3 years now. But anyways, a lot to discuss. We got Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and other stuff. So here we go. Don't mind me, don't mind me just spacing out a little bit. It's been a long weekend. It's a lot of drinking and partying. So just bear with me on this one. All right. So here's Monday Night Raw. So the show started off with everyone in the ring for who was in the Fatal 4-Way Championship match for that night to crown the new Universal Champion. And what could I say about this? This was just, I don't know. I guess you could say it was not the best promo work. I mean, it was kind of one of those things where I think about Money in the Bank from this year with when everybody was standing on top of the ladder doing a whole promo. It's like, do you really need to do whenever there's a big match? You really just have to have all four guys set up choreographed and just set up like this. I don't know. Not a big fan of how they did this. But I did like the back and forth between these, especially Roman Reigns. He didn't even say anything. He was about to say something, and then he just got up and smacked Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
actually,
don't.
I actually like that from Roman Reigns. Less talking, more hitting. That's what they should have been doing this whole time with Reigns.
Yes, along with Big Cass's diss to Seth Rollins.
Yeah, Big Cass. He's not he's not really good on the mic, but he could be he could be entertaining. If if he has Enzo Amore with him, then it becomes then he kind of gets better with it.
Mm.
Then that kind of ended in a brawl, and yeah, that's pretty much a predictable setup to the championship match. What else happened? Jericho defeated Neville. I didn't see that match, but I guess that was what it was. Didn't really care for that.
Uh.
Uh, some other filler stuff. Then we got I think it was a mixed six mixed six. I don't know how to say this match. It was a mixed tag, but it was six people. I guess I'll say that it was a mixed tag 6-man match. I don't know. I'm trying to say because I don't want to say 6-man tag because there was women in it too. It was Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows and Dana Brooke versus Bailey and the New Day.
We can also just say a 6-person tag or six mixed tag team match.
Or six, yeah, I guess I say 6-person tag. So anyway, yeah, I think Bailey New Day defeated, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Dana Brooke. Kind of was what it was. Just was what it was. Nothing much to say. Uh,
Uh.
what was and then we get the second match between Sheamus and Cesaro. I just still don't get why they have to have these guys wrestle 7 more times. Oh my god. I mean, I know these two work together well, but how many times do we have to watch this? I mean, it's not that awesome.
I don't get it either, but oh well.
I didn't really care, but I mean, you got I think like Cesaro hurt himself in the match. I think he got backdropped on the apron. I think his legs hit or his back hit the apron. And then yeah, and then Sheamus just got the win, leading it 2-0. Yeah. Yeah, not much to say there either. This Raw was just, I don't know, just a lot of filler stuff on this Raw. Not that much good. Then we get to, oh boy, he got cut off there. Sorry for that again.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, apparently the connection here is really bad. So
Strangely.
yeah, where was I talking about? Oh yeah, then we get the whole segment between Stephanie McMahon and Paul Heyman. Like Paul Heyman like trying to pay Brock's fine for attacking Shane McMahon, and then Stephanie just slapping out of his hand and just like I don't even. This just doesn't make any sense. Why is she like all of a sudden now like siding with Shane when like weeks before weeks before this she like you saw like before the draft you see her slapping Shane in the face. It just
That's my brother!
it's like you're supposed to be a cold-hearted bitch. Like and now all of a sudden you're just like, oh, but he's my brother. Like, no, that's not your character. Like McMahon character is you don't care if you screw over family. Like you'd get to the top no matter what. That's like her. That's like been her character this entire time.
But this is Brock here.
It doesn't matter. Still, like, oh my god, like I just don't get it. I don't get it. And then you get the whole thing, and then like Paul Heyman, apologizes to Stephanie. Stephanie says, "I accept your apology." And then we see like Paul Heyman's looking back and like and smiling. So I don't know where this is leading to.
I don't know. I can't believe you missed the scene where Paul Heyman takes out $500 and goes, 1.
No, yeah, I know. No, I did see that. I did see that. Obviously.
3.
Yeah. This is like, well, obviously it wasn't going to go on forever.
No, not.
Oh yeah, and one thing I forgot to mention. Then I think they announced that they're gonna have the rematch between Brock and Orton at a house show. What?
Like,
what?
Why is a rematch for the main event of SummerSlam this year gonna be a rematch on a house show? That's must-see TV right there. It's not that hard to figure out.
Why? A house show? Come on, man.
I guess they're just gonna do something shady at that house event that they can't do on live television.
Yeah, how'd that go from being the main event at SummerSlam, you're closing out SummerSlam, to being on a house show? Like, how does that happen? I don't think that's ever happened, ever.
Never.
I don't think ever in WWE's history have they been like, this is the main event for SummerSlam. And then on the rematch, it's going to be at a non-televised event. At a house show. It's like, I don't think this has ever been done before. It's so stupid.
Imagine last year, Taker versus Lester, the main event at SummerSlam. The final match will take place on a house show somewhere in California.
It's like, why would you promote and why would you announce that Lesnar and Orton are going to be rematching and not that many people are going to see it. Only the people that are buying tickets see it. Like, how fair is that?
Doesn't make any sense. None whatsoever.
Oh, so stupid. And then finally we get to the main event.
And what a match it was with Big Cass, Reigns, Rollins, and Owens.
And there was only one way for this to end. Obviously, I mean, I didn't know it was going to be elimination. I don't think they pointed that. They didn't really point that out till I think mid show or not even early show. I don't even remember when they pointed it out. They didn't even point it out. They didn't even point it out when they first announced it last week.
But still, it's cool that it was a elimination match.
Yeah.
It got
Yeah,
adds a little more tension.
Yeah, it didn't matter. I was fine with it. It didn't matter to me. It's just odd that they just announced it on that night. Um, but yeah, then the match itself was actually really good. It was actually getting interesting.
Although of course Big Cass was the first one to go.
Well, what would you expect? Rollins or Reigns be the first one eliminated? I knew they were going to eliminate. Big Cass was going to be the first one eliminated. It was pretty obvious.
Okay, finally give you that one. Plus, I can only wonder what Enzo Mori was reacting when that happened.
He probably was disappointed or something. He was probably like, I don't know what his reaction was. And then we get the big surprise at the end. Like I was shocked. I obviously didn't expect this either. Reigns, after spearing Rollins on the outside, all of a sudden you see Triple H's attack. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't even know where he came from. He just shows up right behind Reigns and like. Yeah, I honestly just did not expect this. This came as a major surprise. Obviously, I don't think anybody knew that Triple H.
Roll them in. Rod's coach. Reigns 1, 2, 3.
And you know what? I had the feeling. I had the gut feeling that like when Triple H was going over to Kevin Owens, I was like, you know what? I know it's gonna happen. I know what's happening here. It's gonna be Triple H is gonna betray Rollins, and then Owens gets the win, and then it's gonna start off Triple H versus Rollins feud.
Yes,
and yet, that's what happened.
And I was happy for it too.
Yeah, I was. Owens getting the win, and you know what? This is the only logical. This is the only logical thing they could possibly do with this match.
Even if Triple H didn't come in, but hey, we get a Seth Rollins babyface turn now. That was a little bit long overdue.
Yeah, and Kevin Owens was obviously the only like logical option that you had here, because giving it to Rollins, because now they've created a top heel, a new top heel, they wanted to be the new era, and in order to do that, you need a new guy, you need a new top guy. And Kevin Owens, honestly, he hasn't been built up. His like build hasn't been so perfect to this point. But at this point, like who has a perfect build? Barely anybody. Like except maybe Roman Reigns, which everybody hates, but that's kind of it. Because Kevin Owens does have some credibility here. He's a former NXT champion. He is one of the very few people that has beaten John Cena clean. He's beat
him on his first night in WWE.
Yeah, on his first night, and beaten him clean. He's a former 2-time Intercontinental. I mean, I know the Intercontinental champion is not as valuable as it was maybe 20 years ago, but he has held it a couple of times, and you kind of need to build a new star, and you got to really... And I appreciate WWE's, rolling the dice here with him and taking a risk here.
And the risk, we can't just say the reward paid off right there because you just won the championship. Let's see where it goes from here.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. And that's why I'm glad that they actually gave the belt to Kevin Owens, because it's like, well, it's somebody new. Now we're going to see if they could take the ball and run with it.
And now you're an even bigger believer of the new era.
It's just upsetting too. Like I heard people are like upset that Kevin Owens won, and then his bill is like, this is a new top guy. Like if they went with it would have been stupid too if they went with Rollins, because that means you would have put it on the guy that injured Finn Balor, which the guy that they were really building up as the top face. That wouldn't have made sense. And if you And even at that, Rollins' first WWE title reign wasn't even that good, because he was losing non-title matches on Raw. He was even getting tapped out by Cena with a broken nose on Raw when he was when Cena was the U.S. champion.
And injured Sting and now champions with a neck injury.
Yeah, like his WWE title reign wasn't all that great.
Plus,
and the ratings were low too when he was champ. And Reigns, they already went there with him, and he didn't do so good in the ratings for Raw either.
Yeah, plus he was feuding with Rusev, so to just shift him right back into the old title reign, it's not the right time for this.
Yeah, so Kevin Owens was the only logical and right
viable option.
Yeah, and this was and this was also a great way to end the show, because now Triple H in the fold, and I know people are like, well, Triple H stole the spotlight, and it's like, well, like this, and they're upset that like Triple H stole the spotlight, and that Kevin Owens cheated to win. And it was like, well, you kind of have to have the heels cheat sometimes, not all the times, but you have to have them cheat sometimes, or else they're not really heels.
Yes. Explain Edge. Explain Eddie Guerrero. Okay.
Well,
if that one counts, technically that counts.
I mean, maybe. Well, Eddie was a babyface when he was cheating. So
I know, but it wasn't Eddie's intention to have Goldberg in there. It was Austin who paid him off to go in there, spear Lesnar, then Eddie capitalized.
Yeah, I mean, a heel doesn't have to cheat doesn't need to cheat all the time.
Yes, that is true.
But sometimes you have to have that reminder where okay, this is right, and this was the right, and for this circumstance, it was right for this to happen, because now you've set up Triple H and Rollins maybe to WrestleMania 33.
Come on, they're gonna wait that long for WrestleMania. You might as well just do it no. Yes, Clash of the Champions. It's not just gonna be all championship matches.
I don't know if they want to do it there though.
Always do it as Survivor Series.
Maybe Survivor Series. Maybe even Royal. I don't know.
I just remembered. I believe next year WWE's gonna go back. Oh wait, I forgot either this year or next year. WWE's going back to Montreal for Survivor Series.
Is it? I think it is this year. Yeah, I
think it is this year, then hope no hell comes to pay for WWE.
It would have been. It would have made more sense if they had Survivor Series in Montreal next year, because that would have marked 20 years that they had Survivor Series in Montreal when the Montreal Screwjob happened.
Pretty much. And what's with this 20-year prophecy we keep getting?
What do you mean?
First, we got Independence Day. We have Dumb and Dumber, the sequel. We have the Golden State Warriors beating the 96 Bulls winning record with 73 wins. We got the Montreal Screwjob happening almost 20 years ago. If they put it in Montreal, there's just so many different 20-year prophecies that are coming out of nowhere.
Well, it's like it's one of those things where it's the coincidence thing, where people get intrigued because it's a coincidence that it's 20 years, after an original event happened.
Yes, but with basketball, that's kind of not a coincidence, but just unexpected. But nonetheless, I'll take it as it is.
Yeah. But anyways, wasn't a very good Raw, but the main event kind of made up for it a little bit, because I enjoyed it. I thought putting the belt on Kevin Owens was the right move here.
Oh, definitely. And of course, we couldn't see any tears coming from him since he was hiding his face.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what that means, though? That means Kevin Owens made history. He's the longest reigning Universal Champion.
Wait. Yes, he is.
Because Finn Balor only held it for one day. I think somebody on Twitter pointed that out. That's where I got it from.
Also, I'm not sure if you heard, he might have, but after Kevin Owens won the title, a reporter or someone from ESPN kind of tweeted about that, and also took a shot at Kevin Owens' son.
Yeah, I heard of that too. That that was poor taste.
But more or less that was for joking reasons. But still, like, don't do that.
I mean, it's one thing to joke about somebody like famous and somebody like famous like Kevin Owens. It's one thing to talk about somebody like Kevin Owens and joke about him and like call him names or insult him, whatever. It's kind of another thing to make fun of his kid.
Yeah, we're just taking it too far.
Yeah,
Wait.
Like, I don't understand. Why would you even mock somebody's kid? Like, what is wrong with you?
But in the end, the reporter apologized for his actions, and things go on from there.